And a pleasant good evening to you and to yours, and welcome to the Brevard Sports Network from historic Al Wernicke Field, home of the 1982 and 83 FHSAA state champion Titusville Terriers. Good evening, everybody. I'm Alan Slaughterzinski, and tonight is week one of the high school football season, where tonight the Titusville Terriers, wearing black with the blue helmets on the right, host the Heritage Panthers with the white and the blue on the left. Heritage set to kick off here. The Diesel era gets underway here tonight, and we are about ready for kickoff. So let's number 35 is going to kick it off for Heritage. That's going to be Aiden Barrios and Joe Hutton, the white hat tonight. Congratulations to Joe. He is a recent inductee into the Mid-Coast Officials Association Hall of Fame. Well deserved, well earned. Back deep for Titusville. Looks like Kamari Jackson standing back there. Can't see the other number, but we're about ready to go here. And Barrios with the kick. It looks like Jackson will field it. He'll get out to the 15, across the 20, 25. He's going to break through to the 30, and he'll be hauled down at the 37-yard line, 38-yard line. And this is where Matt Diesel, who runs the offense, and his Titusville Terriers will take over. 47 points last week Titusville scored. Kamari Jackson will come out in the backfield. Quarterbacks Billingsley, William Billingsley. And we're going to see a doubles spread formation right out of the gate. The give is to Jackson. No, pulls it. Actually, he fooled me. Pulled it. Slides down for a gain. That should be 5 because they're going to mark the ball where he slided. I picked him a 5.5 on that. And the Terriers are looking at 2nd and 4. Nice pull by the young man. Billingsley, a senior transfer from East River High School. And back to the line of scrimmage. They'll work quick. Turns. Oh, ball's out. Billingsley will pick it up. And we want to thank the Cancer Care Centers of Brevard. They are one of our sponsors here tonight. Also, Total Spine and Orthopedics. Dean Stewart Photography. Chrissy Lindback. A lot of games on tap tonight. Hopefully you're watching 3 others on the network. If not, well, I can't help them. Diesel in his first year here at Titusville, but he spent 2 seasons at Space Coast where he went 9-13. Titusville coming off of a heck of a run over the last 3 years under John Holmes. 24 wins, 3 playoff appearances, 3 playoff wins. Coaching staff, Dan Diesel is the assistant head coach. Your running back coach is Latavius Murray, a name you all may be familiar with from his days in the National Football League. Wide receiver defensive backs coach Maurice Harvey. Scott Diesel on the line. Joey Garcia on the line. TJ Montgomery, the defensive coordinator. Onion Mitchell, a lifelong Titusville Terrier on that DL line. Tay Hickson, offensive assistant. Gary Ginn and Matt Archie, an assistant as well. Last season, Titusville, 20 points a game. They allowed 19. They were some nip and tuck affairs last year. 3rd and 5 for Billingsley. Man in motion. Billingsley, quick pitch, gets it out to Jackson. He's got more than enough for the first down, plus 6 more, and the Terriers are in Heritage Panther territory. 1st and 10, Titusville. And back to the line of scrimmage they come. Joe Hutton says, hold up. Billingsley gives it again. Jackson again. Jackson and Titusville ripping off chunks of yards at a time. 6 more, 2nd and 4. You buy that all day long. 6 times 2 is 12. That'll get you down the field in a hurry. And a lot of that's got to do with the guys up front, starting with 6'5", 310 Jeremy Priest. I'm sure Latavius Murray would tell you, played in the NFL, you don't go nowhere without those guys. That was kind of an unusual RPO right there. He kind of ran with him for a yard, then let him have the football, but it works. Coaching staff for head coach Michael Benson and the Heritage Panthers. Benson in his 3rd season, 14-8 across his first 2. His defensive coordinator, Mark Ainsley, the OC, Stephen Hughes, Josh Hungerford on the defensive line. Bill Palmer, Sr., works with the running backs. Michael Benson, Sr., the DBs. B.J. Ross, the DBs. And the O-line is Lyle Neighbor. And there goes Billingsley on the keeper himself. And Billingsley will watch as there is 1, 2, 3 flags on the field. That's a lot of flags. Somebody did something. Holding against Titusville, so that'll back them up. So as the cheerleaders would say, push them back, way back now to be 1st and 20 following the hold. And Billingsley now will have 3 wide receivers to the near side, a pair in the middle slot area. And Billingsley looks, fires, throws wide open across the middle. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3, pitch and catch in the backyard. 1st down for the Terriers. 19-yard gain there, and it looks like Tank Harvey on the catch. And that young man is an athlete plus. We've seen him since his days in youth football, quarterback last year. My goodness, he made the game-sealing interception in the playoff game against Merritt Island last year. 2nd and 2, checking a gain of 18. Billingsley pump fakes, looks, fires. He's going to take a shot. He's got a receiver, and he hits the DB in the back, and that's going to be all kinds of pass interference. It's going to be 15 yards, and that's going to get the Terriers well inside the Chrissy Lindback red zone. And the DB just never looked back for the football. I mean, he as a matter of fact, he wrapped him up. It looked like he was trying to become his cape. So that's going to put the football down at the 13-yard line. And Titusville moving the ball down the field like this offense has been playing together for 3 years. Looks good on the opening drive. 1st and 10 now inside the Chrissy Lindback real estate expert red zone. Billingsley 1st and 10. Turns, gives to Jackson. And Kamari Jackson makes 1, 2 cuts. And he's going to pick up 3, maybe 4. You still take that on 1st down. 4 times 3 is 12. So they'll give him 3 officially, 2nd and 7. Ball spotted at the 10. Billingsley, little out. And drilled. And that's just what the Terrier defense needed on that one. And coming up to make the play was number 18, Steve Estemi. And Estemi dropped him. Well, we do have a flag down. I think this is a motion penalty. Either offsides against Heritage. Somebody jumped in that middle. It's just a matter of who did it first. Joe Hutton discusses. See what the recent Hall of Fame inductee, says. That's a sideline warning against Titusville. So the sideline warning will allow the great play by Stemi to stand, who just came up and absolutely dropped a shoulder into the receiver, and officially a loss of 1. And now it's 2nd and 8, and the ball will be placed at the 11. Well, what if they're moving it? What'd they do? Oh, was it? Oh, okay. Check that. I stand corrected. Thanks, Coach. Sideline infraction on Heritage. It's their second one, so it's a penalty, 5 yards. Billingsley gets out of trouble, scrambles right, throws it away. Got a receiver in the area, so it won't be intentional grounding. Got outside. Well, there is no pocket in high school football, so in terms of as it pertains to the intentional grounding rule. So 3rd and 5 now for Billingsley. I want to thank Dean Stewart Photography as well. Dean Stewart Senior Portraits. No, nobody does senior portraits better than Dean Stewart. You know that. Class pictures, school pictures, you name it. That's Tank Harvey in motion. He'll get the football. Harvey, and good pursuit, and they're gonna pick up just 1. That's good pursuit by the Heritage defense in there. Number 44, Michael Stevens on the stop. The 6-foot senior defensive lineman gets in there. He shuts Harvey down, and it's no gain. And it's 4th down. And so they're going to go for this 4th and about 5.5 here. Big early test for this Titusville offense. Trying to get them to jump here. And timeout on the field with 6:39 to play in the opening quarter. No score. We'll step aside here on Brevard Sports Network. All right, here we go. It's going to be a field goal attempt now. This ball is going to be spotted at the 15, so this will be a 25-yard attempt. Dean Roberts is gone. The snap, that's blocked. I was going to say Dean Roberts is gone, and that is blocked. That had no shot to go anywhere. Nothing up front could help them on that one, and that's where Heritage is going to take over 1st and 10. He just got a scholarship today. He just got a scholarship today. Yeah, Dean Roberts today was given a scholarship in college today. Coach, they brought him into the office and gave him a scholarship. I can't, I don't know where. I was just told by his dad, yeah. I'll look it up, though, I promise. So here comes Joseph Padala. And the Heritage Panthers offense throws, and Padala throws a little out route right there. Your starters on the offensive side of the ball for Heritage is going to be Joseph Padala, quarterback. You're going to have at wide receiver Nate Owens, Kaiser Birch, and Brody Gustad. We'll give you the line and the tight end in a minute here. And that's going to be offsides on Titusville. The offensive line is going to be from the left to right. It's going to be Jeremiah Alvaronga. Your left guard, your left tackle is Deshaun Barnes. Center, James Scott. Right guard, Rashad Hill. And Amir Parker, who goes both ways, is your right tackle. Your tight end is Alexander Freyland. And we gave you your running back. Well, your running back is Drayvon Lee. And we got a water break on the field. So here we go. Here we go. 1st and 10 for Joseph Padala, who had one whale of a second half last week. And that's number 25 on the carry. Drayvon Lee, the running back, just a freshman for Heritage, and he is greeted angrily at the line of scrimmage inside. Shows blitz, did not bring it. It's a 4-3 that Titusville is running. Right now you have double split equally to each side. Padala with Lee to his left. Padala drops back, looks, fires, throws, caught. And I think he stepped out prior to the first down marker. I'm not sure why he would do that. But Kaiser Birch, who is a senior, does, and now it's 3rd and 1. He had the room there to make the first down. That's a mental mistake that Coach Benson will adjust with the film. So 3rd and 1 for Padala. Got to run to the sticks, man. Turns, gives, inside, just enough for the first down. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Heritage with 5 minutes to play in the first quarter. Al Warnicki Field filling up. Alan Slaughter-Zinski with you. Once again, I want to thank the Cancer Care Centers of Brevard. Outside has room, picks up 3, does Lee. Drayvon Lee, the freshman, making his presence known right out of the gate. Second and 6 now after a gain of 4 by Lee. And Padala and this offense, nice drive. Start off the 2025 season for Heritage. Caught and drilled, and he hangs on. Great catch by Brody Gustad. And Gustad puts him in a 3rd and very manageable situation. That was a dart from Padala. And a great hit by the DB. Didn't catch the number on that truck, but he certainly laid him out crossing the intersection. 3rd and 1 at the Terrier T. Ball on the Heritage 49. Turns, gives, Lee. Or no, he doesn't. I fooled me. Great fake. What a job by Joseph Padala there. Heck of a fake by Joe. And he keeps the ball, and he picks up more than enough. The camera was on the running back, and Padala's running 5, 6, 7, 8 yards ahead. And Heritage now into Terrier territory. Say that 10 times. Turns, gives the Lee this time. And Lee's got room. Lee is off to the races and caught at the 20. That's a big run right there on first down. And Heritage now inside or right at the Cancer Care Center of Brevard red zone here. Great start for the Heritage offense. Padala, bad snap, still gets it. The snap cost him on that one. Deacon, no, that wasn't Deacon Bland. Tough to see those Titusville jerseys, man. Checking in is number 10. That's Quay Sanders, sophomore. He's going to take the corner on the left side. If I'm Padala, I'm taking a peek at that. He's going to have two wide receivers split near side. Padala looks over at offensive coordinator Stephen Hughes, and we're going to get a timeout on the field, I believe. No, it's equipment, chin strap, and now they'll roll them off. So ball at the 20. 2nd and 9. This time to give is to a different back. That's number 27. And he is stopped. That's Cameron Cummings, the junior. Still a gain of 4, 3rd and 5. I would think this is 2-down territory for Heritage here. 1:30, 90 seconds to go in quarter number 1. This has been quite a drive by Heritage to start this. A time-consuming, clock-eating drive. And now we get a timeout. Timeout. Heritage. So we'll take a quick timeout, and we'll be right back here on Brevard Sports Network. All right, Padala leads them back from the timeout. He's got Cameron Cummings to his right. The wide receiver split widest at the moment is Kaiser Birch. Let's see what Stephen Hughes has got up his sleeve for this one here. It's Cummings, and Titusville was ready for whatever there. And that's going to bring 4th and 6. And they're going to try a field goal here. And the field goal attempt. This ball will be spotted at the 24. So you're looking at a 34-yard field goal attempt here. The wind is blowing across the field. That's a false start, and that's going to back them up 5. So 34 becomes 39, and across the wind, and you almost think now you just take a shot and go for this. So now Padala brings the offense back out, and that's exactly what the Panthers are going to do here. They're going to go for it. And it's 4th and 11. Padala with Lee to his left. And that's the end of the first quarter. And that's a good job by, I'll tell you what, Heritage currently on an 8-minute drive right now. Now it's 4th and 11, but they will start quarter number 2 on a 4th and 11 at the other end of the field here. We'll be back in a moment on Brevard Sports Network. Scenes from today's pep rally at Titusville High School as the students and teachers and faculty all rallied to send Titusville off into what many hope is a championship season. That is the expectation here in North Brevard County. It's 4th and 11, and it starts right here on stopping 4th and 11 here. Defense from the crowd. Padala looks. Steps up. Padala's got room. He's got a chance. Padala. Joseph Padala picks up the first down. How about the senior? Saw it and took it. And now to be 1st and goal to go at the 9. Great read by Padala. Totally different first quarter than the one he played in the kickoff classic against Rockledge last week. Poor guy couldn't buy a completion. Padala wants a flag, not going to get one. Lee will jump to his right. We got bunched receivers to the left. Titusville's got to be careful of that. They're going to break off here. In fact, they're lined down. Pump fakes, throws. Oh, and that's caught. I don't know how that ball is caught, but it's caught. That is about as close to throwing an interception as you're going to get. And on the catch was Nate Owens, and Owens did a heck of a job putting his hands behind him because that ball was clearly headed into a Terrier jersey. And we're going to get an illegal man downfield penalty, though. Here we go again. Lee wrapped up nicely there. So it'll stay 1st and goal from about the 14. Coming off the edge and getting in there, I believe, was Jamarian Bookart, the defensive end. And here they go again, 2nd down and goal at the 14 for Padala. Heritage is going on. If Heritage hangs on to this football for another 2 minutes, they will have had the ball for nearly an entire quarter. Chop step movement. That's Lee. Down to the 1. Is he in or is he down? He's close. Where's the signal? I thought he was in. Touchdown, Heritage Panthers. Drayvon Lee straight up the gut. And with 9:44, the Panthers finish off a drive that took nearly a quarter of time off the clock. And they lead this thing 6-0, stunning the faithful here at Al Wernicke Field. Aiden Barrios on for the extra point, and he won't get that one. So with 9:44 to play in the first half, it's the Heritage Panthers that strike first on Brevard Sports Network. All right, here we go. Barrios set to kick off. Second quarter action here. Also, we want to thank Space Coast Lacrosse. Just because it's fall sports season doesn't mean that Space Coast Lacrosse doesn't honor those that, 2 and 3 sport athletes. And football players can be great lacrosse players, too. Lacrosse is a great second sport for football players. A lot of if you're a lineman, a lot of the same motions. Ball is scooped up at the 20, and now the Titusville offense tripped up. That's Kamari Jackson on the return. Titusville offense now hasn't been on the field for nearly a quarter of play. So we'll see what Billingsley and company did. Coach Matt Diesel down there, he calls the offense. Kind of a unicorn of coaches. He called the defense at Cocoa, now calling the offense here. Called the offense at Space Coast when he was the head coach there as well. So we're going to get that doubles look with 2 wide receivers split equally. Kamari Jackson to the left of Billingsley. A big offensive line up front. Billingsley turns, gives to Jackson, and the stutter step will not work. Heritage is fired up right now. And getting in there from his linebacker position to make the tackle. There's 4 linebackers. Taj Brown, 5'11", 170-pound outside linebacker, got in there to make the stop. No gain, 2nd and 10. Man in motion, and we got flags. I think this was going to go against Titusville. And it is. It'll be a false start. That'll back them up, and it'll be 2nd and 15 now. Keep your eye on number 55 down there, Amir Parker. He's the right defensive end. They play a 3-4. It's a 3-3, actually. It's a 3-3 stack that Mark Ainsley plays, and he brings pressure from everywhere. And there it is right there. You saw the pressure come. They don't make the tackle, and down the field and picking up the first down was Tank Harvey. Harvey made something out of nothing there as Billingsley just got that football off. Corday Copeland, I should say, was in Billingsley's face. That's a nice job by Billingsley to sidearm that ball out to Harvey, and Harvey took off and picked up the first down. The Terriers have it now at their own 44. Billingsley right back to the line of scrimmage, 8-12 to play in the half. Billingsley wants it, and Billingsley's going to throw it, and not sure. The receiver was out there blocking. I'm not sure if he thought maybe The intended target was blocking. So I'm not sure if he thought that Billingsley was running with it or throwing it, but he ends up throwing it, and that brings up 2nd and 10. 6-0 Heritage on an 11-yard touchdown run by Drayvon Lee. Looking in trouble. Billingsley gets outside the pocket. He's not going to be able to outrun the Heritage defense sideline to sideline. Chasing him out is going to be Jamel Cruz, the senior linebacker, and that's going to bring up 3rd and about 8. So it'll be 3rd and 7. Ball on the Terrier 46 with 7:50 to go in a fast-moving first half. You can attribute that to the Heritage offense. 3rd and 7, and big third down here. Billingsley looking in trouble, nowhere to go. He's going to go down, and that's going to pick up 2. It's going to be 4th and 5, and on the tackle there was Michael Stevens again, his 3rd of the game. So it's 4th and 5, and make no mistake about it, the Terriers are going to have to punt. And Heritage, check that. That's back deep's going to be Nathaniel Owens. Titusville's having trouble getting guys on the field. They only got 10 guys. Delay a game now. They'll back them up 5, so it'll be 4th and 10. 6:52 to go. Now Heritage is going to get the ball back, and they got 6:52 to operate here. They also kicked off. They're going to get the ball to start the 3rd quarter. He touched the ball, picks it up. Does Owens. Owens is stopped by Tank Harvey, and Joseph Padala will bring these troops back out, and the Heritage Panthers will start 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line here. If the band plays at halftime, we'll be sure to unplug and let you hear the band. You might, yeah, somebody just said they never had a halftime before the sun sets. Might be getting one here today. And Padala has got him back in. I apologize, folks, if that sun's creating a glare on your screen. It is on mine as well. But that is the West. Padala looks to throw. Oh, my, wide open. Caught by Owens. Touchdown, Heritage Panthers. One play, no flags. 78-yard score. Padala with a strike. And it's 12-0. Nathaniel Owens was 5 yards past the defender. What a start for Padala in this offense today. Fully expecting some sort of a rushing attack, Padala takes a shot on 1st down, and how about the call from Stephen Hughes? And Aiden Barrios is on. Snap, hold, and Barrios gets one through. One play, 77 yards, and the Heritage Panthers now lead it 13-0. I'll bet you didn't have this on your bingo board. And with 6:28 to play in the half, it has been all Heritage Panthers. 13-0. Padala with a 77-yard touchdown strike to Nathaniel Owens, and Drayvon Lee with an 11-yard touchdown run. And that's where we stand. And now William Billingsley with 6:28 to go. Going to have to air it out a little bit here to try to get that rushing attack going for Titusville. I know Coach wants to run the football, and he's got a great back in Kamara Jackson to do it, but you're going to have to convince him that you're not going to try to go over the top. Mark Ainsley is one of the best defensive coordinators around. And this is where Billingsley will bring them back out and start on the 31-yard line. I'll tell you what, I don't know. Listen, Joseph Padala, I started, he was at Melbourne, Rockledge. And he's at Heritage. And, Joe is where I really thought he would succeed, and that's with Coach Benson. And I didn't even know Coach Hughes was going to be the OC, but looks good to start game one. And that's going to be on Titusville. Get back Titusville up 5 yards. So to be 1st and 15. But Padala started that game last week against Rockledge in the kickoff classic like it looked like it was going to take Heritage weeks to figure out how to get rolling. And then the second half came, and they got rolling. They just ran out of time as Michael Arbor kicked the 33-yard field goal to win it for the Raiders, but they have come out tonight and picked up just where they left off. There's a little hitch route right there on the side. And that'll get the penalty yards back, +1. Throw the hitch. 2nd down and 8. 6 minutes to play in the half. Ball. And luckily the ball bounces up. What's the flag here? Yeah, that's going to be a late hit. That's going to go 15 against Heritage. Yeah, dead ball foul. Late hit on Heritage. So it'll be 1st and 10 now from about the 45 for Titusville. They'll take it. .542 to go. Actually, to put the ball out across the 45 to the 47. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Billingsley and company here. And thank you. The sun has set at Al Wernicke Field. And Titusville needs points. I formation. Power I formation. And they'll give to the deep back. And he'll forge ahead for a gain of 3, 2nd and 7. Coach Diesel gives the old Surfers two-finger wave to Billingsley. Back to the I they go. 3 wide receiver set from it, though. And again, the give is to Kamari Jackson, but Heritage eats it alive. And in there to do so is the linebacker, number 18, Steve Estemi, the 5'10", 155-pound sophomore. Gets in there and makes the stop through that big Terrier interior line that averages 300 pounds. 3rd down here and a long 7. Billingsley throws the out route and broken up nicely underneath there. Just getting a hand on it is number 4, and that young man does not appear on my roster. So, sorry about that, my guy. Talk to Coach Benson. But we got a flag, though. See what the Hall of Famer Joe Hutton calls here. 2 Hall of Famers on this crew tonight. Bob Walton's in the booth working the clock. Joe Hutton's on the field. It doesn't look like, regardless if this is going against Heritage or not, that they're going to pick the flag up. So it's going to be 4th and 7, 4th and 8. And Titusville's going to go for this on 4th and 8. And this is game-changing here because this is plenty of time. Plenty of time. And they're going to talk about it first, and I don't blame them. I need a drink of water. Back in a moment. Heritage stunning the Terriers right now, 13-0. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to take a moment, if I could, to tell you about some friends of mine who suffered a big loss a week ago, and that is 7v7 Elite. And we did a post. For 5 years, 7v7 Elite has given thousands of kids across Florida a platform to showcase talent. They had a fire at a storage facility in Titusville. Somebody was storing illegal stuff, a hand grenade, and it all caught fire, and they lost $30,000 to $40,000 worth of equipment. They have a GoFundMe set up. We have a post on Brevard Sports Network. And if you can contribute anything, please do so. And if you can't, helping is sharing that post. There is a GoFundMe at the bottom of the page. Let's help 7v7 Elite rise from the ashes. And, yeah, man, let's help them get back here in January. Nick Donahue, Lee Latner. Nick Donahue was here with me the last time I was here at Al Wernicke Field as the Terriers defeated Merritt Island in the playoffs. Donahue was on the call with me. What a game that was in overtime, huh? One that Titusville looked just like this in the first half and then turned it all around in the second half and came back and won. 4:35 to go, and they're going to punt now. That's probably a better decision. Nearly got it. End over end. And takes a Heritage bounce back out towards the 30. The ball will be marked at the 28. And this is where Joseph Padala and the Heritage's offense will start. Joe can't do any wrong here in this first half. The opening drive for them was a score, held the football for nearly 11 and a half minutes. And the touchdown was scored by Lee from 11 yards out. And then they came back out following a punt And Padala hits Nate Owens for a 77-yard touchdown. And that is where we are right here. And right now, Titusville's got to be wondering, what are they going to run now? You didn't expect that play action bomb on first down. So here's Padala. And we're going to get a whistle and timeout by Heritage. So again, if you can help out in any way with 7v7, please do it. And a lot of student athletes play 7-on-7 once football's over. You can search on Facebook at 7v7 Elite Facebook page here on Brevard Sports Network for the GoFundMe. The link is gofundme.com, and then you can search Help 7v7 Elite Rise from the Ashes. All right, here we go. First and 10. The ball is actually at about the 29 here. 4:27 to play in the opening half. That's 5 yards on first down. 2nd and 5. And Heritage is content with doing that. They got the ball and the lead. And the interior of the Titusville line is not shutting that down. They're going to try and run this, and they're going to try and run this all the way to the half. And that's the thing I noticed about Padala last week was his clock management is terrific. He knows that clock. He knows how to keep his eye on that back judge. When his hand goes up, it's 10 seconds. Another gain of about 3 there to bring up 3rd and 2. Ball carrier that time for the Panthers was Malik Clark, the 6-foot, 155-pound senior. And we're going to get an injured player down on the field here. Here we go. And Padala with a great fake. He did that back in the first quarter on 3rd and short. It worked then for 15, and it works again for 15, except he didn't fake me out this time. And we're going to get a flag, and that's going to be 15 against Titusville. It's going to be a late hit on number 44. So that's going to add 15 more yards, and it's going to be 1st and 10 Heritage all the way down to the Titusville 34-yard line with 3:08 to play, and Padala having a game here. Now take a shot. Take a shot. Why not? throws. A little wide receiver out, and it's going to pick up 10. Demarion Green with the catch and the run. Yak, plenty of yak there. Yards after the catch. Brings up second and about a half a yard. 2:25 to go, and they are working this. $37-7, Melbourne leads Cocoa Beach at the moment. So second, and really about a foot. You got one to play with here. And they just give it to straight up the middle. Hey, diddle. Drayvon Lee up the middle. And that's another Heritage first down. And they are inside the total spine and orthopedic red zone here with approaching about 90 seconds to play. And they go right back to the line of scrimmage. Padala going to have to make something happen here. Heritage will also get the ball to start the second half. Once that back judge puts his hand up, then there's 10 seconds to go. Oh, the little reverse to the other side. Read nicely by Titus. Cut back, though. He's still on his feet. And Titusville read that nicely. And if Heritage has got a timeout, they ought to take it now. Rockledge leading Vieira 14-7. Third down and 9. Padala's going end zone here. Titusville's got to be ready. Throws, across the middle. Incomplete. And we got a flag here on the far side of the field. Let's see what the call is. If it's against Heritage, I would imagine it would be declined. See what Joe Hutton has to say. Illegal man downfield by Heritage. So 24 seconds will take them back 5 yards, and they'll make them do it all over again. So it'll stay second down, but it'll be 2nd and 15. 24 seconds to go, well out of field goal range now. Based on everything we've seen tonight, that's not a makeable field goal. And Titusville takes a timeout. And Cocoa and Merritt Island are tied up 7-7. And Vero Beach leads O'Galley 21-13. So here we go with 3rd and 15 here. 2nd and 15. Thank you, sir. 24 seconds to play in the half. There's 4 wide receivers. 2 of them are bunched up. Padala, 3 steps, and he's going down. Joe Padala. Joe Padala's still on his feet. Tough kid, man. Tough kid. You know, that's actually not going to be a sack. Padala, third down. He's got to spike it, and he does. He got 1 second left, and that. Listen, Joseph Padala just gave his team a chance. I doubt they'll make this, but crazier things have happened. I mean, this is going to be a 37, 38-yard field goal. We've certainly seen them in high school. Barrios is certainly capable, but Padala just gave his team a chance to do this. Great first half by Joe. I'd have liked to see him on this last drive rush things a little bit quicker, but that's the offense. That's what they run. But he leaves them with 1 second and a 37-yard attempt to try to make it 16-0. And I would imagine the Terriers got quite a bit of adjusting to do at halftime. Because this is certainly not where they thought they would be. And the marching band will come on, so we will listen to them at halftime. The Marching Terriers. So Barrios is going to try a 36-yard field goal here. And again, I shouldn't sell the young man short. Snap, hold, and the kick is up, and it's wide left. And that will end the half. Had the distance, he pushed it wide left. So that'll end the first half. And it's been all Heritage. They lead it 13-0. Back with the start of the third quarter following the halftime performance.
Take that. We want to take a moment to thank some of our corporate partners. Insurance Benefit Center, Starline Honda, well, then you gotta go. Maybe get a screen going. Try to screen, get that linebacker thinking twice.
I don't know.
Tonight, we do a sneak peek of the music of our 2025 marching show. We begin with the fanfare from the movie E.T. and we right into Danger Zone from Top Gun. Drum majors, is your band ready?
Not finished yet. I still got, don't tell Grandma. I still got a little bit.
That's what he's got left to do, man.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear your sound.
Hello, Space Coast. Alan Slaughter-Zinski for the Brevard Sports Network. I just wanted to take this opportunity to thank all of you for your support of BSN and allowing us to cover your student athletes and come into your home each and every night. Give us a follow on Facebook at Brevard Sports Network, and here's to many more years of top-notch sports coverage right here in Brevard County. Thanks again.
Hey, this is Devon Dudley, and you are watching Brevard Sports Network. Oh, my brother, testify.
All right, welcome back. I was just talking to assistant head coach Dan Diesel, and he said, we're going to find out. We know who our leaders are when we're up 35-0, but who are our leaders when we're down like this? We're going to find out. And Coach Diesel is right. We'll see what the adjustments were and what the Titusville Terriers will do defensively, because Heritage gets the ball to start half number 2. Back in a minute with the second half kickoff. You're watching high school football here on Brevard Sports Network. All right, here we go. Let's look around the county real quick on the Cancer Care Centers of Brevard scoreboard. Melbourne with a running clock on Cocoa Beach at the moment, 51-7. Vieira and, it says Vieira 14, Rockledge 14. But my scoreboard says 21-7 Rockledge, so that's wrong. Cocoa 10-7 over Merritt Island at the half. Heritage 13, Titusville nothing in our game here. Palm Bay's at Astronaut, no score listed on the Florida Today live scoreboard. Merritt Island Christian 14, Ocala Christian nothing. And Vero Beach was beating O'Galley 28-13. So we get set for the second. We were talking about Dean Roberts earlier, the former kicker here who booted the winner, couple of winners in his career here at Titusville. He's at Delta State. So Roberts picked up a scholarship today at Delta State. That's always a great thing. And Titusville will kick it off. First time tonight. And that ball will be a touchback, and Padala and Heritage will take over at the 20-yard line. Let me just double check that Rockledge score, because I said Florida Today had it listed at 14 apiece. Caleb's got the scoreboard at, this is 14-7. I'm not sure. I would like to think Caleb's right. 1st and 10 now for Padala and the offense. All the starters back on the field. That's going to be Drayvon Lee's got a touchdown run here tonight with Padala. 4 wide receivers now, equally split to each side. Titusville, the best thing that could happen here is a 3 and out. And the crowd gets antsy as they take that play clock to the limit every snap. And we're going to get a timeout. And I believe that's coming from, delay game. They're going to get a delay of game. Not a great way to start the second half. So now it'll be 1st and 15 for Heritage. And I have to take back what I just said. Little wide receiver out. Cuts back, and he'll be stopped, but he gets back 3 plus the 5, and it'll be a gain of 8. Ball hauled in by Kaiser Birch, the 5'9 senior, and right back to the line on 2nd and 6. Nice cutback by Lee, but he's still on his feet. Second effort by Heritage has picked them up a lot of yards tonight, a lot of yards in comparison to just going down to where they are. Maybe they've picked up 20, 25 extra yards, but if he goes down on initial contact, it's 3rd and 3 instead of 3rd and 1. So now certainly a manageable situation, but this is where the delay of game penalty certainly hurts Heritage. Padala gives, and he will not get it, and that'll bring up 4th and a yard. And here comes the punt team right on the field. So they get the 3 and out they so desperately needed, and that's the first time tonight Heritage has gone 3 and out. And that's how you start a half. And now to be put on the shoulders of William Billingsley, the East River transfer. It's 27-7, Rockledge up. Thank you, Matt Lawson, for that. My good buddy, Matt Lawson. Nice punt, low, and returnable. Look at this, down the sidelines, and he steps out of bounds, but a great return, and we're going to get flags that are going to fly everywhere. And that punt was returned 37 yards by Alex Christian. And let's see if it's 15 more towards the end zone or backwards. See what Joe Hutton has to say. Dead ball, personal foul. It's going to go against Heritage. So they're going to walk 15 Heritage way, and Heritage has at least had one wheel fall off this apple cart to start half two, because they go 3 and out and now give up a big punt return and then tack on a 15-yard penalty, and coming down close to the Chrissy Lindback real estate expert red zone are the Titusville Terriers, who now have the ball on the 25-yard line. Oh, it says 21-7 Rock. Okay, there you go. Not 27-7, 21-7. Billingsley with a little out to the back, and forward momentum and legs and all of that stuff right there is going to pick up about 7-8 yards. Kamari Jackson, we got a flag down, though. And Joe Hutton says, and everybody's walking back with no arguments, holding. So that's going to hurt, and that's going to bring up 1st and 20 now as the ball will go back to the Titusville 35. Looks like 9, 33, and 7 checking in. 3 big guys. That's Jamarion Bookhart, Waylon Gardner, and Bill Jefferson. All of them pass catchers. And this is some sort of a wing back, H-back Tebow offense. Wildcat with Kamari Jackson. And it's the biggest play of the night for the offense with Kamari Jackson in a Wildcat. And they get back nearly all of the penalty yards. They do get back all of the penalty yards. That's a gain of 14, 15. 14, second down and 6 now after a gain of 14 by Kamari Jackson out of a Wildcat. I knew something was going on when all those guys checked in. Jackson again. Jackson leaning on his big backs. He picks up the 6. In fact, he picks up 7. Enough for a Titusville Terrier first down as they are inside the Dean Stewart Photography red zone with a Chrissy Lindback real estate expert first down. And I would not take this young man off the field, nor would I take this offense off the field at the moment. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Jackson with plenty of blockers. And the hole closes quick. Closing it quickly there was Taj Brown, the 5'11 junior. And that'll bring up, still picked up 3 yards. It'll bring up 2nd and 7. Best drive of the night for the Terriers as they look to cut into this 13-0 deficit. 7:41 to go, third quarter. Wildcat formation with Kamari Jackson again. Jackson, oh my goodness gracious. And there's a missed block, but taking full advantage of it was one Taj Brown again. 2 in a row for Brown. That's a loss. And Billingsley will check back in as that will be the end of the Wildcat here on 3rd and about 8. Taj Brown angrily greeted Kamari Jackson and shut it all down. Little wide receiver screen, and it works. Is that a touchdown? They're going to mark him down at the 1. The wide receiver screen gets the first down. It'll be 1st and goal to go for the Terriers at the 1, maybe the 1-inch line. You got to let Kamari Jackson finish this one. No question about it. Here comes the Wildcat again as Jackson will look to finish this drive off. Jackson in the Wildcat. 1st and goal. Actually, the ball is marked at the 2. Jackson inside. Does he get in? Wait for the signal. Touchdown! Titusville Terriers. The first in the Diesel era is Kamari Jackson out of the Wildcat. And with 6:13 to go in the 3rd, the Terriers have cut in to the Panther lead. It's 13-6. A perfect start for the Terriers in half number 2. A 3-and-out by Heritage. A great punt return. And then the Wildcat, the snap is low, the hold is good, the kick is up, and it is good. And with 6:13 to go, it's 13-7, third quarter. action from earlier today here at Titusville High School. And they have given the faithful something to cheer about here in half number 2. Kamari Jackson and the Wildcat offense get into the end zone for Titusville, and it's 13-7 with 6:13 to play in the third. It's a game of adjustments, ladies and gentlemen. It's a game of adjustments. This is William Summers set to kick off. Summers that's a great kick into the end zone, and Heritage will once again be forced with a touchback, and it'll be 1st and 10 at the 20 for Padala and company. Coming up tonight, about an hour after this game ends, will be the Uberzadi post-game show. Cannot thank Uberzadi enough. The post-game show tonight, about an hour after this one. Got to give me time to get back down 95. Now, if you own a restaurant and next week and beyond, you're interested in hosting our post-game shows, we draw a pretty good crowd when we do them live, let me know. Padala turns, spins, little back inside route, and that's going to pick up a good 8 yards. Take it all day, 2nd and 2 for Heritage. The only thing that killed them on that last drive was that delay of game to start. And right back to the line of scrimmage. Got to have just a little more sense of urgency. They'll look up here. They always do, and there you go. There you see the – if you're familiar with this offense, this is the offense that Steve Hughes ran with Hunter Turner at Melbourne. This is Lee with it, and Lee picks up the first down. Hunter Turner and Lee were together for the Bulldogs, and through their successful runs, Melbourne a regional finalist with Hughes as the coordinator and Hunter Turner as the quarterback. Throws caught out of the backfield, and that's a gain of 4. Nice little just soft toss there. That's Alexander Fralin, the tight end, on the catch. And that'll bring up 2nd and 5.5, 6 we'll call it. Padala back at the line of scrimmage. 3 wide receivers. You got 2 stacked on top of each other to the near side. It's Kaiser Birch on the inside slot. Tight end covering up on the far side. Padala with Lee. And, nice job getting through there that time. Got to get the number of that young man. Turn around, young man. Flowers are coming your way. I believe that's Jamarion Bookhart, the D-end, that got in there. So Bookhart forces a 3rd and 5 here. No 3 and out, but it would certainly be nice if you're Titusville to force Heritage into punting the football again. And that's going to be a timeout on Heritage. They may wish they didn't have to burn. They're having difficulty right now with communicating plays in and out. We're going to step aside. I'm going to grab a swig of water. Back in 30. Big third down here. 3rd and 6 for Padala and company. Joe with a great first half. Second possession of the second half. 4:17 to play in the third quarter. And this quarter has so far been won by Titusville. Padala throws wide open underneath, and he dropped it. He absolutely dropped it. Tried to run with it before he had it. Was Kaiser Birch, and that'll be 4th down. And I love Kaiser, great athlete, but that's one Kaiser would love to have back, and that may play an important role. Hate to see it. I think I tried to kick this ball away from this guy. He just end over ends it down the sidelines and out of bounds. That's a terrible punt. It's going to go out of bounds at the Titusville 41. So Terriers with great field position. So it's Billingsley and Jackson back out on the field. Kamari Jackson and Billingsley at quarterback. That offensive line really pushed around Heritage on that last drive. Talked about their offensive line and just how good they are. And this is going to be Billingsley keeps it, and he's going to go down after a gain of 1. You got Elliott Talia, Gage Gunner, Kavion Walker, of course, Jeremy Priest up there. Landon Edens, a transfer from East River as well. It's a big line. Second and 10, no gain. Billingsley throws underneath, caught. Tank Harvey. Harvey goes down awkwardly. He's going to be short of the first down, and he's going to hobble off here. His leg got caught under him awkwardly. That looked weird. Thank goodness Harvey was ready to. Harvey says, nah, get off. I'm going to stay on. Here comes the Wildcat package again. 9 and 7 check on. That's Jefferson and Bookart with Kamari Jackson. Ball at the Heritage. Blitz. They got him. Did they stop him? No. Jackson pushes for a first down. Great play by Kamari Jackson. Jackson was stopped right there with no gain, and then put the second, third, fourth effort, picks the Terriers up the first down. Big play, and now it's doubles, split equally to each side. With Jackson to the left of Billingsley. Billingsley drops back, in trouble, throws across the middle, bad pass, intercepted. He just he did everything wrong a quarterback can do there. Throwing back across his body off the grain, or off his back foot, and we got a flag down. I don't know that it will. No, they're going to call pass interference. Billingsley's going to get away with one there because that's going to negate the interception. But my goodness, son, you cannot throw a ball coming back across the field off your back foot. So that's a 15-yard penalty and a big, big, big break for Titusville. Now if you're Billingsley, you just got to shake that off. Throws. Holding again. And there is the other flag. Heritage is going to get called for either holding or pass interference, and a second flag flies. And now the apple cart starting to turn over with undisciplined plays by Heritage. And that's the thing that Michael Benson wanted to clean up. So we got pass interference again. It's another 15 and unsportsmanlike conduct. That's 30 yards in penalties. And this is what you can't have. You just cannot have it. And Coach Benson worked hard in the offseason. There's the pass interference, dead ball, and sportsmanlike conduct, both of them against Heritage. And these are things that they shot themselves in the foot with last year, and they're doing it again. Doing it again. And here goes the Terriers, who have been gifted yards, 45 of them on the last three plays after a throw that would make most quarterback coaches singe their eyebrows. But they end up with 45 yards, and that's first and goal inside the Dean Stewart Photography red zone with Kamari Jackson. Jackson stopped short. And there's another flag. And that is going to be a half the distance penalty. And now Heritage is just giving them yards. Oh, was that against Titusville? Okay, that was against Titusville. All right, so this is going to back Titusville up 15 yards. Somebody's down on the sidelines down there. Took out a cameraman or somebody. Here's the thing that's bad. Like, when you get a penalty, if you're on offense and you get a penalty, it's a half the distance to the goal line penalty. But if you get that same penalty on offense, you're going back 15 yards. I mean, it's always been that way. I'm just saying that's one of the quirks of the game. So they're going to run back 15 yards now. 2 minutes to go in the third. I have been sent a text that tells me that O'Galley quarterback Joseph Allen is out of the game with an injury. That's not good. And now a second and goal from the 16. Another flag. False start. So now Titusville is starting to make the undisciplined calls, a unsportsmanlike conduct, and now a false start is 20 yards backwards. So looking at second down and goal now from the 24. And the ball is not inside the Space Coast Lacrosse red zone. Billingsley got to make a play here. Looking, fires. That was nearly intercepted. And it could have been pass interference again underneath, but the ball didn't go there. And now it's third down and goal from the 24. This is one of those games where the better conditioned team is going to win this football game in the fourth quarter. Because right now, the looks of this to me are both teams seem to be dragging a little bit. That's when you start grabbing and holding and moving and leaning. Third and goal. Billingsley looking. He's got time all the time, wide open. And I'm not sure. That's just not a good throw again there. And you have to step and throw into that. It's a catchable ball. That is a catchable ball. But certainly Billingsley had all the time. He's got to stop and step into that and drill a dart. There was nobody around the receiver. He's got to throw that, lead him, and that's a touchdown. And so now it's fourth down and goal from the 24, and the only thing that's going to matter here is a touchdown. Billingsley with another chance. That's the good thing about football. Lets it go, and to nobody in particular. And Heritage will take over 1st and 10, and Titusville cannot capitalize with 1:03 to play in the third. Now, if you're Padala, you haven't made a mistake tonight in terms of a turnover. So I think you get this thing to the fourth quarter and try to drive this football down. Another score might win this thing. Oh, flea flicker, and he's wide open. Wide open on the flea flicker. And he cuts back, and he's still on his feet. And he's got a block, and he's gone. He's gone. Flea flicker, touchdown, Heritage. What a call. Play of the night. Nathaniel Owens on the flea flicker. Unbelievable. It's the second time tonight Heritage has scored 74-yard flea flicker touchdown. Got him. Owens ran right past 3 defenders. And that's going to be an excessive celebration penalty. Now, those kids deserve to celebrate on that one. The extra point now will be backed all the way up to The 17. Talk about a momentum-changing play. My goodness. Snap is bad, Allen or Padala, and that'll keep the lead at 12. 2 scores, but my goodness gracious. 74-yard flea flicker. The handoff was to Drayvon Lee, who turned around, tossed it back to Joe Padala, who threw it down the field to Nathaniel Owens. Nathaniel Owens got great blocking down the field from his fellow receivers, made a couple of cuts, and finished it off for the touchdown. What a play. Well, I know I'm in Titusville, but and I'm on the Titusville sideline. But that was fun to watch for any football fan. That is a well-executed flea flicker there at the high school level. And the key to that was Nathaniel Owens. He did not stop running. The second touchdown tonight of 75 or more yards by the Heritage quarterback. Somebody better pick that up, and they do at the 25. And Billingsley now has got to get to work here, and with 43 seconds to play in the third, the Terriers find themselves down by 2 scores here. Joe Hutton blows the whistle. This game is still very, very much within reach. Titusville with this possession and 2 in the fourth possibly. Down the sidelines, they needed a big one. They got it. There's one for 20, 19 yards. I'd be trying to get another playoff here before the quarter ended. And they will. Oh, read nicely there by Heritage's defense, and that's the big man, Amir Parker, in there on the stop, and that'll take us to the end of the third quarter, I believe. I'm not sure why the clock stopped. Yeah, I don't know why the clock stopped. And little sidearm shot back across the middle to Tank Harvey, who goes nowhere. And that will end the quarter as Heritage lives up to their namesake to end the quarter. Swarm Gang, as a host of Panthers were in there to make that tackle. And we head to the fourth quarter with the Titusville Terriers down by 12. Heritage 19, Titusville 7. If anybody's watching and knows somebody that lost a phone, it's up here in the booth. So, nice job. Yeah, you too. So 3rd down and short. The Wildcat, Kamari Jackson's got a 1st down, nearly broke it. They need one. They need a break here. And so Titusville starts quarter number 4. This is a dogfight, but one the Panthers are clearly winning time of possession. They've made the bigger plays. And Padala has been the better quarterback tonight. 1st and 10 at the Heritage 34. Billingsley rolls right, throws wide open. Nice pitch and catch from Billingsley. Down inside the 10, out at the 8. And it'll be 1st and goal Titusville with 11:19 to go. Inside the red zone, the Cancer Care Centers of Brevard red zone. So 1st and goal. Billingsley with his best throw of the night right there. Rolling to his right. Man in motion. Billingsley puts the ball on the stomach of Kamari Jackson. Jackson is spun around and down by number 18, Steve Estemi. That's Estemi's 5th tackle of the night. 2nd and goal. No gain. Six is a must here, is an absolute must. Field goal does you absolutely no good here. Whistles. Timeout. Terriers, 10 minutes to go. Back in 30. Cocoa and Merritt Island are 10-10 in the third. How about that, huh? Turns, gives Jackson down at the 3. 3rd and goal. (21-14) Rockledge over top of Vieira. And Melbourne all over Cocoa Beach. Kamari Jackson again cuts back inside, walks in, touchdown. Oh, they blew the play dead. It's always fun calling touchdown. Getting my practice on. So it's going to be a false start, more than likely. No, it's against Titusville. Delay a game. Delay a game against Heritage. That's hard to do on the defense. You got to really work at that. So let's see if they got it again. 3rd and goal. Offsides. Yeah, it's going to be offside, so that'll move the ball 6 inches. So the last time that Cocoa lost to a team in Brevard County was 2019. The last team not named Rockledge to beat Cocoa in Brevard County was Merritt Island in 2009. 19-7, Titusville. And again, that's going to be a false start. Yeah, Titusville's going to back up 5 yards here. The right side of the line moved. So that's a 5-yard penalty. And now you got to look in the playbook a little more, and that's why Billingsley's coming back on. So Billingsley comes back on, 3rd and goal from the 6. This doesn't get any bigger for Titusville. They're going to have double split wide, maybe a little wide receiver underneath here, or something across the middle. Billingsley with Jackson to his left. Takes a 2-step drop, throws, caught, dropped. Billingsley put that one right where it needed to be. It was either great coverage, which I couldn't see, or dropped. But that was a great pass by Billingsley. And now it's 4th and goal. And for the second consecutive drive, the Terriers have come into the red zone, and they'll look at 4th and goal. They're 0 for 1 tonight in the red zone on 4th and goal. With 8:39 to go, this almost feels like the game here. Billingsley with 4 wide receivers, 2 to each side. Heritage showing blitz. They bring it, throws, caught, touchdown, Terriers. A perfect strike from Billingsley. 2. Here he comes. Let's get his number. It's like number 20. Snap the hold, and that had no shot. That's number 20. I'm not sure who caught that touchdown. (19-13). Looks like number 10. So I believe that's Quay Sanders that caught that touchdown. So Quay Sanders on the touchdown catch. And Titusville pulls to within a score here with 8:33 to go. 6-point game now. And they're now 1 for 2 on 4th and goal. And how huge was that? It's out of bounds. That'll be a legal procedure, and it'll be 1st and 10 for Heritage at the 40. .35, check that 35-yard line. 8:33 to go here on a hot, warm, humid night at historic Al Wernicke Field. Al Wernicke, of course, the head coach of the Terriers in 1982 and 1983 when those great teams won state championships. Anthony Mitchell, Michael Cador, the list goes on and on and on. Padala, 1st and 10 at the 35. Turns, gives the lead, slips one tackler in the backfield, won't slip 3 more, and it'll be 2nd and 9. And Heritage is content to just take their time, maybe even flip the field and put this on the back of their defense. And defensive coordinator Mark Ainsley, who has held Titusville to 13 points tonight. 2nd and 9 after a 47-point output last week. The Terriers just 13 tonight. Flags, false start. So now it'll be 2nd and 13. So Panthers with an untimely pre-snap whistle penalty. At the very least, stay still. Second down and 14. Rolls, throws, and caught. There he is, right there down on the field. I wonder what's going through that man's mind right now. Right there. There you see him? That's Martell Stevens right there. Good dude right there, man. Really good dude. Martell. Of course, he'll be on the spaces tonight after this one ends. And Heritage with a big 3rd down conversion now. 3rd and 13. And the defense needs to step it up for Titusville. Padala, play action. Padala steps up. He's in trouble. And they do indeed step it up. Big time sack. And that'll bring up 4th down and a punt. And the tackle made by Nate Mosley, the junior. Sacked. 6:55. Already one big punt return tonight for Alex Christian. Can he deliver a second one here, or will they even kick it to him? Snap. And they do kick it to Christian, who's going to field. Oh, no, it gets over his head. He's going to pick it up at the 20. And that's just great job on punt coverage by the Panthers to get down there. And that's a great punt, too. 43 yards. And 6:10 to go here in the 4th quarter. Ball will be placed at the 30-yard line. Do you go with the Wildcat, or what do you go with here? The Wildcat's been the most successful part of the offense tonight. And it's going to be Billingsley, and they'll go with the RPO with Billingsley. 10-10. Turns, gives. Heritage, Swarm Gang. And again, it's number 44 in there. Michael Stevens. And that big offensive line up front's got to do something here. They got to get the push here. Jeremy Priest he's got 14 offers. He's got to be the guy that leads the charge here. He's the leader on that unit. Amir Parker on that end going head-to-head with Priest today. Throws a little, read it beautifully, and we got a flag down. I wonder what the flag is. It's against Titusville. I believe they had an illegal. He's got his hand on his chest like an illegal substitution. They're going to decline to play, which is a smart thing to do. No false start they're calling, or a motion penalty. So they're going to decline it. That's going to bring up third down. And 5:26. 3rd and 10 for Billingsley and company. Rolls right. He's got a stick. He's going to try and fight. He does. Great job by Billingsley to pick up the first. What a play by the young man. William Billingsley. And we got a flag down. Who are they going to call this against? I have no idea what's going on here. Bear with me, if you will. Holding is declined. They'll take the first down. So it was a hold against Heritage. See that rarely. But you saw it there somehow. So Billingsley now with 1st and 10 at the Terrier 39, little wide receiver out route down the sidelines and out of bounds to stop the clock. 5 minutes to go. 5:02 to be exact. And this is where Billingsley needs to be the field general. Cocoa Merritt Island, 10-10 in the 4th quarter. Down he goes. Drops back, looking, fires, throws, wide open. Got it! Got it! The throw was a little short, but the athlete that Tank Harvey is went up and got it. Harvey had his man beat by about 3 yards. The throw was a little late. Harvey stopped, came back, and went up and caught it. Beautiful catch. One-on-one coverage, and it's 1st and 10 inside the Dean Stewart Photography red zone. Tank Harvey showing why. He is one of the premier athletes in the county. 1st and 10 now. Blitz. And Billingsley's going to keep it, and he's going to get taken down 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage. And that's going to be a loss of 2 brought down by Jail Cruz. 19-13. A field goal doesn't help. 3:36. They got to get in the end zone and kick the extra point. The thing that has haunted both of these teams tonight. Merritt Island played a team last week that scored 6 touchdowns and didn't kick 1 extra point. 2nd and 12 for Billingsley and company. Looking, plenty of time, throws. And they're going to call pass interference. It's going to be 15 yards, half the distance. 1st and goal to go. See what Joe Hutton calls. Here comes the Wildcat package. There's a flag there. And that's going to be a penalty on the Heritage sidelines on one of the coaches. Coach Benson having a word with Joe Hutton. It's not going to matter. I'm sure it's about the pass interference penalty, but let's get this sorted out and see where the ball ultimately will end up here. 19-13, 3:01 to go. Timeout, Titusville. All right, we'll take our final timeout of the evening. Back in a minute here on Brevard Sports Network. All right, welcome back here. Just give you a score update. Vieira's come all the way back on Rockledge. They lead it 22-21, still 10-10 between Cocoa and Merritt Island in the 4th quarter. And right now it's 41-25, Vero Beach all over O'Galley. 19-18, 1st and goal from the 5. Kamari Jackson inside. He'll be brought down at the 3. Inching closer, 2:55 to go in the game. And they're going to go right back to the line of scrimmage. Titusville's going to need this extra point. If they get in. And this is Jackson again inside, and he will not get in again. 2nd will now bring up 3rd and goal. 3rd down and goal coming up. for those of you wanting to know, the penalty yardage was half the distance, so it wasn't enough for a first down. So it's 3rd down and goal now. Wildcat again. Heritage. Flag. What's the flag here? Unsportsmanlike conduct on Heritage. It seems all a little ticky-tack to me there. He's got to come out. He may have gotten kicked out, but it just seems a little ticky-tack there. I don't know what he said. If he said something to the referee, and I don't know, so seems a little strange there while they're lining up. Might have said something to one of the guys on top. I don't know. Anyway, it's 3rd and goal. It's not going to move the ball any. Although it should move at half the distance. Right. If that ball's at the 4, it needs to go to the 2. Michael Benson's asking Joe Hutton, were there 2 parties involved? Let's break it down. 1:41 to go in the game. 19-13, Heritage on top. The ball does indeed get moved to the 2. So it's 3rd and goal from the 1.5, 2-yard line. Wildcat with Kamari Jackson, another whistle. All right, here we go, finally. 90 seconds to play. Titusville trying to tie this up and take the lead. They're going to wait all the way down. Why not? Jackson. Oh, the ball's out! And it's going to be 4th and goal from the 1. My goodness gracious. 4th and goal from the 1.5. Near disaster. This is it right here. And why not one more stoppage as Heritage takes their final timeout. Boy, we've seen it all here tonight. Trick plays, good plays, mistakes. As Matt Diesel tries to open the era of him returning home. Graduated here in 2005. This is where he met his beautiful wife, McKenna. She was a cheerleader. He was a football player. They've gone on to have 2 beautiful daughters. And now he leads his alma mater in their first home game of 2025, trailing 19-13. 4th and goal. A stop by Heritage, and the Panthers win. About as bunched in as you can. This is going to be the tush push. Snap. Does he get in? Touchdown on the tush push. I don't know who pushed it in ultimately, but the Panthers get it done. And a point now, an extra point now, wins the football game with 39 seconds to go. 39 seconds. A tush-push play gets Titusville into the end zone. The Titusville Terriers have not led this football game tonight at all. And here we go for the extra point. They're going to go for 2 here. Oh, boy. Uh-oh. 2-point try. That's gutsy, I'll say that. Under center. Rolls. He's not going to get in. I don't understand why you would run a 2-point conversion here. I just don't. I mean, I love you, Matt Diesel, but I don't get the 2-point call here at all. I mean, unless their kicker's hurt or whatever, but I do not understand a 2-point try here. They do have 1 extra point already tonight in the books. I don't get it. I just don't get it. I'm going to ask him, though. All right, we'll be back with the kickoff here with 39 seconds. Looks like we are headed for overtime. All right, welcome back here to historic Al Wernicke Field. I'll fix the scoreboard after the kickoff here. It's 19-19 with 39 seconds to go in the game. So we could be possibly headed for overtime. And if I'm Heritage, that's exactly where I'm trying to take this thing. I'm not trying to do anything dumb down here in my end of the field. You can run this back, run it back. But if you don't, here, take a knee. That's a big hit there. A Florida hit, I call it. I'm telling you, I know it's not going to happen, but I'm taking a knee and playing for overtime. But that's not what you're going to see here. Nope. You got 4 wide receivers split equally to each side. 30 seconds to go. Throws, caught, and out of bounds. 24 seconds and running. Try me a little Statue of Liberty here or something. If you got it in the playbook, right here's where you need it. They just play action. Oh, my. Throws. Steps out. 16 seconds. That's third down now. Throws an incomplete pass here, and he stops the clock. These guys must have 8 timeouts each in the half. Is there a rule change I missed somewhere where they added a couple of timeouts per half? Because it feels like everybody's called about 14 timeouts here in the second half. Big plays have been the story of the night for the Panthers. They started, though, with a drive that took nearly a quarter, and then their next 2 touchdowns took all of a play apiece. It was a 76-yard pass from Joseph Padala to Nathaniel Owens, and then a flea flicker touchdown that was 77 yards. And for Titusville, it has been a grind to get into the end zone. 2 fourth-down conversions for touchdowns tonight. And they're just going to give it off. And if Titusville's got any timeouts, now you take one. They got any timeouts at all, now's the time to take one. But they don't. They just burnt it up on the play before this. And we are headed to overtime. Teams get possessions from the 10-yard line. And that's where we'll start. Back with overtime here on Brevard Sports Network. Florida high school football uses the NFHS rules where each team gets the ball on the opponent's 10-yard line and takes turns with a series of downs. The obvious goal is to score. And if scores are still tied after a period, play continues into another overtime. So that's where we are. Here on Brevard Sports Network. And we'll probably go to the south end of the field where we were last year in the playoffs when Titusville, and that's exactly where we're headed, to the south end of Al Wernicke Field for overtime. I don't know who won the coin toss, so we'll see here in a minute. It's a chance for Titusville to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. That's for sure. It's going to be Heritage with the ball first. And here comes Joe Padala and the offense. 4 downs to get in the end zone. Lee to the right of Padala. Padala gives to Lee. And he'll be stopped. Still pushing. He's not going to get very far. It's going to be 2nd and goal. I don't know if he got anywhere on that. Here we go with 2nd down. Lee cuts back inside, down to the 5. 3rd and goal from the 5. Now, if neither team would score here, Titusville would get the ball first on the next possession. But we're not there yet. As Heritage faces 3rd down from the 5. We are in overtime, 19-19. This is Lee from a Wildcat of their own inside 4th and goal from the 4. Do you kick the field goal or do you go for this? They haven't picked up 4 yards yet on a run. They need 4 here. They too have an extra point tonight and will take a timeout to discuss it. The only one of overtime. Wow. Merritt Island is beating Cocoa 17-10 in the 4th quarter. That would be a tremendous upset when you look at the fact that Merritt Island got smoked by Fort Pierce Central last week. 36-16, 17-10 Mustangs in the 4th. My goodness gracious. Fourth down, Padala. Gives Lee. Stop. Is he in? Touchdown, he got in. Touchdown, he got through. Lee gets in. Second effort, and Lee gets in. Trayvon Lee with his second rushing touchdown of the night, and this one may be the most important. On for the all-important extra point is Aiden Barris. Snap. No, we had whistles beforehand. Offsides on Titusville. Tell you what, now the ball gets moved up. You may want to think about going for 2. You kick it again, or do you go for it? I mean, I think they might go for this. They may go for 2 here. Boy, that would really put the pressure on Titusville. Barrios, the snap, the hold, the kick, and it's no good. And the offsides penalty, which, I don't know, I feel terrible for him on that. Yeah. 25-19, though. And now Titusville will get 4 shots from the 10. They got to score, And if they score and kick an extra point, they win. I can't imagine they would score and go for 2 again. Here we go. What? Delay a game, maybe? Yep, delay a game. And this is going to make things even more difficult now. William Billingsley going to have now it's going to be the Wildcat here. It's going to be the Wildcat with Kamari Jackson. Jackson bobbled the ball, lost it, it's out. And Heritage has it, and the Panthers have won. The Heritage Panthers have defeated Titusville in overtime, 25-19. A miscue on the snap. Heritage recovers, and the Panthers win it. What an unbelievable performance by the Heritage Panthers tonight to come in here and win this football game is an absolutely outstanding achievement for this football team tonight. If we're telling truths, I don't think anybody gave them a chance to come in here tonight and win this football game. But they did it. They made the least amount of mistakes. They executed the big plays. And in the end, they pick up the victory, and they'll move to 1-0, and the Terriers will drop to 0-1. And that'll wrap up our broadcast from here tonight. Coming up in about an hour on Brevard Sports Network, the post-game show. And boy, do we have a lot to talk about tonight. When is the last time you could say in this county that Cocoa, O'Galley, Rockledge, all lose? But it looks like that is indeed the case. It looks like Merritt Island has upset Cocoa 17-10. I don't know what happened there, but anyway.